Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Sally sewing tutorial. In today's tutorial, I will be making a shirt dress with button at the front. So I'll be using this fabric for the dress, and this is 3 yards of Ankara. So we'll be cutting the back first, then we'll be using the back to cut the front. So I'm going to fold my fabric as usual with the widest part of my body measurement, and the widest part of the body measurement is 52, which is the hip. So I'm going to divide 52 divided by 2. We have 26 inches. Then I'm going to divide it by 2 again to have 13 inches. So I'm going to fold this fabric. Unfold, each part is supposed to be 13 inches. So I'm going to fold it this way. Then I'll take measurement to see if I have up to that 13 inches and some allowance and some extra fabric for allowance. And yes, this is okay. This is my 13 inches. Now I'm using this for my sewing allowance. So I'm going to fold it properly. Then I'll start taking the body measurement. Please always remember to pin your fabric down. So this is what I have. I'm going to hold it down with my pin. So I'm going to start inputting my measurement right now. So the first measurement I'm going to put is the shoulder measurement, and the shoulder of this client is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2, we have 8 inches. So I'm going to put my 8 inches. Mind you, I'm using the whole length of this fabric as my length of my gown, so you can use your desired length, whatever it takes. So I'm going to come down for my shoulder slope by 1 inches. Then my armhole, I'm going to take 9 inches. Then from this place, I'm going to input the bust measurement. The bust measurement is 48. 48 divided by 4, we have 12 inches. So this is my 12 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch for ease because it's a shirt down, so it's going to be free. Then 1 inch for sewing allowance. That is a total of 2 inch. Then from the tip of my fabric, I'm going to take my half length. The half length of my client is 19 inches. So this is where the waist is going to start. Then for me, I'm going to take the hip length, which is 28 inches. So this is the waist, this is the hip. So our waist is 44. 44 divided by 4, we have 11 inches. Then 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then down to the hip, our hip is 52. 52 divided by 4, we have 13 inches. So I'm going to input my 13 inches here. 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll come to the down of the fabric, then I'll still add and the same thing I have for the hip measurement. That is what I'm going to add here. So I have my 13 inches, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. That is a total of 2 inches. So I'm going to take my ruler and connect the measurements together. So guys, I'm done connecting the lines together, as you can see. So I'm going to go over, let me bring this forward so that we can see very. So I'm going to go over to to input my neck opening. So this is a shirt dress, so we're going to use the calculation, and the calculation for calculating if you are cutting a shirt, a collar dress, or a bishop collar, a shirt dress, whether normal collar, bishop collar, the measurement is the bust measurement of your client divided by 12, and the bust measurement of my client is 48. So if I divide 48 by 12, I have 4. So that means the neck width is going to be 4 inches, the neck depth is going to be 4 inches. Then for the back neck width is still same 4 inches, but for the front is going to be one sorry, for the width is going to be 4 inches, then the depth for the back is going to be 1 inch. So you can see this is my 1 inch here, and this is my 4 inches. So this is not needed here because this is the back of the cloth actually. Then I'm going to connect my shoulder slope. So for me to connect my shoulder slope, I'm going to use the normal body measurement, which is 3 inches. So I'm going to connect my shoulder slope to this 3 inches, not to be to the 4 inches, because I don't want it to have that standing look. So I'm going to cut this out, then I will use this back to cut the front. But before I do that, for my armhole, I'm just bringing this so that you see it very well. For my arm, I'm going to look for the midpoint. After my shoulder slope, I'm going to look for the midpoint, and the midpoint is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to, from here, I'm going to curve it to meet with the bust measurement of my client. Not, so this is it. So I'm going to cut this out and I'll use it to cut the front. So this is it, guys. I'm done cutting the back, so I'm going to move ahead to cut the front. The fabric for the front, if you can see, I left 4 inches before placing the back on it. So this is the center front. So this extra 4 inches is what we are going to fold to for the buttonhole base and for the bottom base. You can see, so I'm going to fold it like this, then it will lap each other. So I'll just cut her straight. So guys, before I remove the back from the front to do all the necessary adjustments, I'm going to, this dress is going to have a pocket, so I'm going to take the measurement for where I want my pocket to start. So I'll be using 10 inches. So from my armhole, from this place, I'll just measure 10 inches. The reason I'm using 10 inches because the half length of this person is 19 inches, but if the half length of my client is like 15, 16 inches or 18 inches, I'll be using 9 inches from the armhole. But because she's on a bigger side, I'm using 10 inches. So from this 10 inches, this will be the starting point of the pocket, and I'm going to go down by 7 inches. So I will notch it so that when I'm fixing the pocket, I'm going to know where I'll start and where I'll stop, and to be uniform. So after doing that, I'm going to take this back out first now. Then after that, remember I've already cut 1 inch from this neck. So I'm left with, the neck depth is 4 inches. I've removed 1 inch. Let me do it like so. This is where I placed my tape. So I'm going to put the 4 inch here. So this is it. So I'm going to curve it down to this place and cut it out. I'm managing my fabric, that is why you're having this. So by the time I join my shoulder with half inch, this is going to go along with the joining. Then for the armhole, I'm going to look for the midpoint, which is 4.5. And I'm going to come in by half an inch. Then I'll connect it together. And I'll trim it off. You only do this at the front of your dress, not the back. The back remains the same. So this is it. So this is what we have. So what I'm going to do now, before I take over to my sewing machine, I'm going to iron stay, paper stay, soft stay on these parts because I want it to be firm when I'm fixing the button and the buttonhole. So guys, as you can see, I'm done ironing my paper stay on it. So this is what I'll do. So this is the center front. So I'll fold it like this, 1 inch. Then I'll fold it this way. Can you see? So this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to use my pressing iron to press it. So when you're sewing, it will give you a very smooth sewing. You won't be having any rough edge. So I'm going to do this. Look at what I did. Remember, I left 4 inches. So I folded one first, then folded it again. So this is what we have. I'm going to press with my iron. So guys, I'm done ironing it. I'm done pressing it. You can see how it looks. It's looking so neat and smooth. So one is going to be on top of each other like this. So right now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and join the shoulder with half an inch, which is 0.5 inches, with the back. After joining the shoulder, I'm going to join the side with 1 inches. Then I'll come back and cut the sleeve before we go over to cutting the collar. So guys, I'm done joining the shoulders of the dress. You can see, then I had to sew this with my sewing machine. See, because I use paper stay and I hand ironed it first. You see how neat it is. I did the same thing for the back. So I'm going to take the measurement of the armhole and cut the sleeve now, the round armhole, and I'll cut the sleeve. So I'm going to place my fabric this way, and I'm going to take my measurements. So my round sleeve is measurement is 13 inches. So I'm going to go fold this. So guys, I'm using a 3/4 sleeve. So I'm going to take the measurement. My sleeve measurement is 18 inches. then 1 inch for folding at the down part and hemming allowance. So from the tip, and I'm going to place my tape to see if I got my 13 inches. Yes, I got 13 and a half, which is enough for me. Then the round sleeve is 13 inches also. So it's on fold. I'm cutting the two sleeves together. So it's on fold. 13 divided by 2, we have 6.5. Then I'm going to put 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll connect it down to this place. So the next thing I'm going to do is to move over to cut my pockets. So I'm still going to cut it together. So I'll fold my fabric again, then fold it. So I have the 4 piece here because it's on fold. And I'm going to place my hand on it. Then I'll just sketch. So I'll take measurements. I'm okay with 8 inches. Remember, the pocket opening is 7 inches, but I want half inch to come on both sides. So this is 8 inches by 11 inches. So I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to go fix this pocket. Each piece, this two is for the left, while this is for the right. So guys, I'm done fixing the sleeve and the pocket. So now this is, you have to pay attention because we'll be cutting the collar right now. So before I do that, I'm going to take the measurement of the neck, starting from this tip. Can you see? So I'll place my tape here, then I will measure it all around to the other end of the dress. So I have 24 inches here. You can see I have 24 inches. You make sure you take this measurement up to 3 times to be accurate with what you have. So I have 24 inches. I've measured it before. So this 24 inches. So I'm going to go straight into cutting the collar. So guys, I'm going to be using this gum style. We'll first of all cut the collar stand before we cut the main collar. So for me to cut the collar stand, easiest method, you don't need 1 plus 2. Just fold this your gum stay, or if you're using a paper stay, fold it in a triangular form, this way, a bias form, 90-degree triangle. You fold it in a triangular form just like this. Just fold in a triangular form just like this. I'll pin it down. Then I'm going to take my tape. Remember, my collar, the length of the round length of my neck is 24. So divide by 2 is going to be 12 inches. So I'll come here and look for where is 12 inches. Okay, so this is 12 inches. It doesn't mean I'm going to cut from here. I just want to know where I'll take it. So I'll have to measure it from the tip here. So this is 19, 19, 19, 19. It's as if you to cut your flathead, so we have a curvy shape. So from here, I will now take the measurement of 12 inches. 12 inches. So now I will know from where you what you want your collar stand to be. I want my collar stand to be 1 inches. So I'm going to measure from this line here. I'm going to measure upward 1 inches, not downward. When you measure downward is wider. You measure upward, so you have a smaller. So I'm going to take 1 inches or 1 inch all the way. Yeah, I'm not adding any sewing or turning allowance. So this is my 1 inch. You can see it's smaller than the darn. So I'll cut this out, then go use it to cut in the fabric. So I'll set this outside. I just added the curvy shape here. So I'm going to use this to cut on the Ankara. So the next thing I'm going to do is to open this way. Then I will iron it. You see, it's two because I need for the back and the front. After pressing it down with my iron, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to put the sewing allowance. I'm using half an inch. So guys, you can see for the top I just added 1/4 of an inch, right? For the down I added half inches because this is where I'll be joining to the gown. So I'll cut this out now. So after getting the collar stand, the next thing I'll be cutting is the collar. So I'll just take a fabric two. You can see, just fold it into two because I need it folded. Then you know the round neck measurement was 24, but this collar itself is going to be, I'll subtract 4 inches from this collar, so I'll be using 22. So I'll take 22. I'm just going to do it 22.5 because I'll be using the half inch to take 1/4 for closing this end. So my collar, my main collar itself, I want it to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 2.5 inches all around. So guys, this is what I have now. You can see it. So I'm going to fold this. Then I'll come in again from this place. I'll come in by 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to slant it. I'm going to slant it to the tip. Then I'll cut it out. So this is it. So at this point you can decide to add gum stay to it whatsoever. You can leave it this way. You can decide to add gum stay, but I'll be adding gum stay to mine. So guys, I added paper stay to mine to give it a little bit of firmness. Then I'll fold it back to the wrong side. Then I'm going to take my machine. Remember I added half inch when I was cutting this. So I'm going to join this place with 1/4 of an inch and do the same thing for this side. Then after joining it, I'm going to turn it out. Then I'll notch the middle. So I'll notch the midpoints. So after notching the midpoint, I'm going to take this also and fold it into two and also notch the midpoints here. After doing this, then I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. You can see the way it is now. So I'm going to open it this way. This is the notch end. Can you see the notch end? Then I'm going to take this my collar. That is after joining the side. I'm going to place it this way with each notch end touching each other. Then I'm going to take this other notch end, then I'll pin it down. After pinning it down, I'm going to come all the way from here. I'm not going to start my sewing from here. I'm going to start my sewing just where the gum stay started from. So I'm going to join it with this 1/4 inch that I left. So I'm going to join it all the way to this place and stop here too. So that is what I'll do. Then after joining it, I'll turn it this other side. Then I'll fix this collar to the shirt and I'll come show you what I have. Guys, this is the collar. I'm done sewing it. I've ironed it. So this is what it looks like. So I'll go attach it. So what I'll do, I'm going to fold it into two equal parts like I did. Then I'll notch the middle of this place and notch the middle of the dress. Then I'll fix it, iron it, and I'll show you what we got. So guys, this is the what we got. This is our shirt dress looking all beautiful. Can you see the color? The color is the main thing for this tutorial today. So just follow carefully step by step and you will get yours exactly like this. So when you follow the formula, which is your bust circumference divided by 12 inches, you are good to go. There's no fear of if the collar is going to be wider than the person or smaller than the person. Just use the bust circumference divided by 12 and you'll get it. So this is it. I'll just take it to where I'm going to use the buttonhole machine to fix the button and the buttonhole. Thank you very much for staying and for watching this video to the end. Please, if you are my returning subscriber, thank you very much. I love you. If you are a first time viewer, Please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your post notification to get notified whenever I post more video. I promise you there will be more interesting video. Until I come your way next time, I love you. Bye.